Hello YouTube, here we go. I got the case out of the box and I'm starting to tear it all down. I tell you what, this thing is fully modular. You could do whatever you want. You can put the glass on the left side or the right side. It comes with the glass in the front, glass on the side panel. Look at all this stuff. Hard drive cages here. All kinds of stuff I tore apart. So I had to move the interface here, right here. It was in the front. I want it on the side because of how my desk is. There's all the parts and pieces over there. You see how that Alienware is. So that's what this side's gonna be facing, the same side as over there. So right now, I'm going to go ahead and prep the motherboard. I'm going to go ahead and put it in here. And yeah, with that, I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. For you, it'd be quick. I'm going to take my time, so I'm not going to film everything. I'll film parts and pieces putting into the case. And boy, I really enjoy this case so far. Has a dust filter right here. It's magnetic. In this case was $150 some or something like that. Beautiful case. I have never owned a case like this in my life. I always cheaped out on cases here, like $20, $30, $40 on cases. This is amazing case. So with all that said, I'm going to go ahead and prep the motherboard. Be right back. I'm working on the motherboard right now, and this is the quick installation guide. I'm going in different steps here because I do not have, of course, the air fan cooler. And it shows you how to plug in RAM. That's funny. And this right here. I struggle on this a little bit, so I'm gonna see about that, but I'm gonna show you the board itself. Man, this thing is beautiful. Amazing. I love the all black theme I have going on here. The whole computer is black tempered glass. Oh my god. There's the headers right there and the jumpers and everything. I'm gonna scroll down like this. USB 1, 2. Beautiful. And there's the, oh no, that's, what is that one? Well, it's kind of hard to zoom in there. Let's see if I can zoom. There we go. Oh, the front panel, 1. That's all the stuff for it. Plug in there. Alright. Then over here is the audio. Alright, that really looks good. Man, this board is amazing looking. Oh my god. That's where I'm going to put my SSD Samsung right here. That's the number 1. Then I'm going to put another one probably here. Or maybe here or here. I don't know yet. This is amazing. Of course, the GPU is going right there. So it might be difficult to put the other hard drive in with the GPU in it. We'll have to see. I might have to install that first. I'm not sure yet. Definitely got to put that one in first. And then we're going to go ahead and turn this around so you can see the side here. Boy, oh boy. Nice. There's the Wi-Fi antennas right there. I'm afraid that might not be enough USBs, but we'll see. All kinds of buttons for clearing CMOS. A flash button. Alright. Alright, I had to film this real quick. I'm going to go ahead and start installing stuff right on it right now. Looks like I am going to install the CPU first. I got it out of that box. There's the Go Faster sticker. What Kerry Holzman says on his videos. I'm not installing the sticker, so. And then here's the CPU still in the plastic. The whole box held this right here. Let's see if I can zoom in on that better. There it is. Beautiful chip. So, and that goes right here on that. You gotta lift up that lever, open it up. Well, let's see if I could do that real quick here. I'm taking the CPU, which is right here, taking it out of the package right now. Pretty challenging. Okay, there we go. Just open up the door. And you see I'm picking it up from the side where your finger cutouts are. So right here it is. Look at all those pins. Wow. So now what you gotta do is you gotta move this lever, lift up like that, and you lift up the door. And you gotta drop it down in, but you have to find the little gold arrow, which it looks like it's here, and you find it on the motherboard. See if I can find it first, and I don't see it. Well, you don't want to put this in backwards, that's for sure. Alright, I'm gonna see here. Let's take a look. Okay, there's the notch, it says first. Okay, it says in the instructions right there is the, let me see if I can get it in there. Right there is the corner it needs to be. So it needs to be facing this way, just like that. But you have to tuck it underneath here like that and drop it down in like so. Okay, there it is. It's dropped in. So it's showing right here. If you look in the instructions, there's that, and it says note that goes up there. See, that doesn't make sense on here. If I don't see an arrow. See, that is an arrow right there, right? Yes, that's the arrow. Yeah, we're looking here in real time here. Yeah, I better do some research about this before I close that up. Alright. Yes, I was correct. Okay. So, right there is the wording. You're looking, all the wording corresponds with the wording going down. Alright. And then there's a small arrow on the left corner, left side corner right there. Focus. Right there. And then I noticed on the door itself, oops, has an arrow. You see it right there? So those two arrows have to match. So like I said, I just wanted to make sure. YouTube helps out a lot. And I didn't notice this. There's an arrow on the CPU itself, on the heat shredder or whatever you want to call that. Right there in the same corner. So that made me happy that I'm doing it right. So we're going to go ahead and zoom back out here. And now, what I'm going to do is this. Close the lid. And just make sure everything's in there correctly again. Yep, she's tight. And it's underneath. Everything looks beautiful. So we're going to close this. Bring this down. Then I'm going to lock it in place, but let's see what happens here. Okay, this is really nerve-wracking. We're going to go ahead and take that off. And then push it down. It's kind of hard to do with one hand here. Alright, I'll be right back. Alright, what was holding me up here is you're going to see in the middle here. You see that thing moving? You got to make sure that is over top of that right there, so it can push down with it evenly. So now we're all set. And there's a lot of force right there. She's on and she's in. Alright. So that's what the CPU looks like installed. Everything looks good. Now we're going to go ahead and work on something else. Next component we're putting in is the RAM. We're going to go ahead and install that real quick. Should be fairly simple. Looks like that notch is about even, but it should only go in one way. And it looks like I'm doing the, if you count from the CPU side, not the first one, but the second one I'm going to install, skip the next, and install the last one right there. Because it does say that. Let me go ahead and zoom in real quick. See how it does that? It says first for the DIMMs. So that's the configuration right there. So that's how we do it. Now on this, let me get you back here. We'll see if this goes in nicely or what. Okay, now that's wrong. Looks like. Well, let me see. No, that was correct. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and push it down till it clicks. Oh boy, that baby's tough. There we go. That's in there. Now we got the second one right here. We'll go ahead and put that in. Can you put that in backwards? Let's take a look. I'm going to flip it around and see. No, you cannot. Okay, good. Because that notch is different. So it goes in one way. And there's my RAM right there, the DR5. So we're going to go ahead and put that in. Alright, boy, that's pretty tough putting those in. So right there is what she's looking like so far. Beautiful setup. Oh, that looks nice. The CPU, everything looks good. Okay, before I forget, that cover right there, store it back into your box here. And I'm going to take all this stuff here, the bag, the liner of inside that box, put everything back in the motherboard box and the instructions, because if you have to send this out to be replaced or to be fixed, you got to take out your CPU, because if you leave it in there, you won't give it back. So what you have to do is you strip your motherboard down, take everything off, and you have to install that black door back on those pins. If you don't, you void your warranty if you want to send it back. So overall, there's what she looks like. Let me zoom out a little bit so far. And I think I'm going to do the SSD next. Okay, here it is. It's the 980 Pro, 2 terabytes. I'm going to go ahead and install that into probably D1 right there. So I'm going to put that back in its holder right there. And we're going to go ahead and figure out what's behind door number 1. When you buy expensive motherboards, I see why they're expensive, because it's well thought out. So impressed with this so far, the layout. I just took off this heat sink. So when you flip it over, there's some plastic you got to take off. And that's going to protect the SSD for heat. So right there, I took it off, and you look right here, the standoffs right here. There's 2 standoffs with the spring-loaded lever that holds the hard drive into place. You can see that corner right there, or right in the middle, that moon, half moon. Yeah, that's what goes right there. So that is amazing. So I'm going to go ahead and try to install that and catch it on film here. So we're going to go ahead and lower you down. Let's see here. You have the drive plugged in, and then what you got to do is you push this down like that, and you just go like that. That is awesome. Perfect. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and put on the heat sink. But I got to try something here real quick here. Oop. There we go. I didn't have it down all the way. And I'm not screwing very difficult. I'm not screwing hard on that. Just enough. So I don't want that to bend at all. So there, that's on there. So we'll take the cover, which is right here, and put it on. Let's back you up here a little bit. And I peeled the plastic off of that. So we put that on there like so. And we'll go ahead and screw it down. There's one. And there's the other one. And again, it doesn't have to be tight, just snug it. There, we installed the SSD. Oh, what's going to be next here? Putting the motherboard into the case, it looks like. So, we're going to go ahead and do that. Because the radiator, let's see here, I got to take that. Maybe it's going to be the radiator next. I got to take that top piece off. I'm going to mount the radiator on top. So let's do that now. I just opened the box for the cooler, and I wanted to show you what you see when you first open it here. The safety thing, we're just going to throw that aside. And then you have your brackets for your motherboard. You have your Intel one. It says that's the 1200 series. And I don't know what these are. Retention springs. Okay, so we need these. Well, I'll pull everything out and show you exactly what we have going on. Out of the box now, I got all the parts out of the bags except for this over here. Took the plastic off of everything, left this one on. I'm debating to leave it like that. I'm not sure yet. But boy, that's a nice radiator. Wow. And then here's the big fans that goes on the radiator itself. There's 3 of them. Non-RGB. There's the fan plugs right there. Got 3 of those I have to deal with. And then here's a lot of cabling here. I guess you can plug all 3 in. That's what this is for. That's right. You plug in 1, 2, 3 fans. You plug that in the USB, and it looks like you plug that in into the water block. And then this here, it says SATA power. So I don't know about this because I don't think I have that connection anywhere. So I wonder if it's a choice to use that or the USB only. Yeah, it must be a choice. I'm hoping. Yeah, there's 3 cables there and 3 cables there on the USB. Oh, I gotta read the book and see what's going on. But I did take out that top piece, which is sitting right there. I'm going to mount everything to that, then install the whole thing up inside. So that's going to be kind of cool. So I'm going to go ahead and figure this out. Alrighty, so got this figured out. Here's all my screws, thumb screws for mounting it down onto the CPU. And this is the Intel bracket that I need to put on the back of the motherboard, and then install the pump here. Now let me come back to this cord. I do have to use this. This goes to the power supply. So hopefully my power supply should have that. So, and this goes into the USB for data. Well, that's what that was for. So first things first, I'm going to go ahead and install the fans onto the radiator. They're pretty nice. They're huge. I'm going to do the exhaust way. So the exhaust is when I turn this up there, you're going to see this part. and not like this. You're going to see it like this. So it's going to bring from the cold air coming from the bottom of the case. Cold air is going to be sucked through and blown in, and these fans are going to bring it and exhaust it out. So now I got to make sure all the wiring is going the correct way. See, just like that. So now all the wiring is right there at this corner. And I got to think which way. It's going to be mounted just like this on the top. So this, all the wiring is going to be in the back. And that's what I want. So when I flip this over, yeah, that's what it's going to be. So that's where I want the fans. So now let's go ahead and install the fans. Take out all the screws so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, the long fan bolts are right here. So yeah, that looks good. Line up with the hole. Hand tight. That's what I'm going to do real quick. This is where I wish I had a power screwdriver, but this will be alright. Yeah, I'm finding the holes instantly into the radiator. So let's see, yep, that one's right there. Just slide around until you fill the hole. There's the hole. Okay, it's snug right up against this, so is that the correct? Yeah, that should be right. Yeah, there's one of the thumb screws. Go ahead and put that in. I'm not going to speed this up on the video. This really doesn't take that long. Put the screws in. Now this one here, is it up against? Find out. Yep, right up against. I do believe, yeah, that's it. Right up against. Find that, there it is, locked into place. Oh yeah, building PCs, I love it. It's been quite some time since I built the last PC. I'm going to say at least 15 years probably, approximately. So that's a lot different than before. These days there's a lot more to it. Okay, we'll go ahead and snug these in. Go like that. Just make sure I'm filming everything. Yep. And I'm using the iFixit toolkit. Not a sponsor. I wish I was. Okay. Oh, that's nice rubber on these fans. It's really squishing down there pretty good. Back that one up a little bit. They don't have to be extremely tight. Just enough to pull it down a little bit. Yeah, I'm doing these in different steps here, building this computer. I'm just doing it. Just build it. That's all I'm going to do. There's no order really. I could have done this at the very beginning of the video, but it doesn't matter. But the experience of building computers is awesome. I love it. They're nice and flat. There's that. We got them mounted on there. Okay, what's next here? We got to put this on this plate right here. So let's move some things around. Put this over here because it goes into the computer case like this. Front here. Front's here because it has the 2 right there. Yep, with the 2 in the back. So if we do it this way, so I have to slide it. Get this right here, like this, just like that. Just like that. So the 2 will be in there like so. Alright. Looking good. So I'm going to go ahead and flip this on its side. Now I can see what I'm doing. Maybe. Get all these wires out of the way. So as you can tell, there's screw holes here. So I got to use those screws with washers, which are provided for mounting this, which is fantastic. And they give you extra long screws too. Looks like you do the push-pull thing if you wanted. So we're not going to do that today. Put all those longer screws back in. Try to clean up a little bit so I don't drop them on the floor. Alright. Just make sure to drop any. Alright. I did not. So we'll go ahead and leave those screws right there in the bag. Now we have the standoff thumb screws, or thumb nuts, whatever you want to call them. And then we have washers, a bunch of washers, and some small screws. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a small screw and a washer, like that, and mount this right onto this. So we're going to choose here just to get things started. I'm not going to really torque on it at all until I get everything in the case, because I don't know if I should put the motherboard in first, then install this, or vice versa yet. So go ahead and put that here. And it's pretty neat with these cutouts here. If you have the fans on top of this, you can put the wires down through here, which is pretty cool. Alright. So does that, yeah, I'm still doing it correctly. So yeah, I'll put in quite a few of these screws since I have them. They probably give you extras. So far I'm liking this. Fairly simple. I might have to slide it to get these into place in the case. I'm not for sure until I'm ready to install the whole thing. I like how this is matching black screws with this black plate. That is awesome. Yeah, I'm not for sure how many I want in here. Boy, you can put in a lot of screws. Put one in the back corner. So I got the corners done. I'll put 2 here and 2 here, and that'll be it. That's more than enough, probably. That'll go right there. Yeah, 8 screws holding that. That's plenty. You can put 2 more in to make it 10, but don't need to. This would be fine. But if I had to use the push-pull fan configuration, I have to take out certain screws here so the fans can mount on there. Well, there we go. I'm going to put the rest in the bag here. I just do it this way with the magnet. Alright. Those are done. So the next part is just to mount this back up there. But then again, I don't know if I should put the motherboard in first or last. I think I should put this in first, is what I'm feeling. So I don't damage the motherboard if this would drop. I don't think it would, but you never know. So I'll be back. Okay, I wasn't gonna film this, but okay, I put the bracket upside down. It wouldn't fit in the case, and I was struggling. I was saying, what in the world? Yeah, I had it upside down, so now those cutouts are over here. They were over here. So now it fits in the case a lot better. So see if I can film this here. I'm going to bring it way over here. Bring it closer. Show you what I'm up to. So right now you have all these locking mechanisms here. So I'm going to put it in here. Bring it forwards here. Get it lined up. And there it is. Perfect. So now I can bring the case upright like this and go ahead and screw in the, well, there's 1, 2, 3 screws I gotta screw in. Here's this small one here. Go like that. Make sure everything's in there correctly. There we go. So I'll go ahead and hold this up. You don't really have to, but unscrew in. Oh, that makes me feel better. Let me see if I, oh, you can't really see me. There we go. Go ahead and put the other screw in the case. And this tab right here has a screw. A lot of little screws holding that up. So when you look at it this way, there. That's what it looks like. See, you got to put in these 3 screws here to hold that. And there's the locking tabs that now lock into place. Like I said, I had it on backwards. It was, I thought it felt funny installing it, but it took the time and changed it out. So now I can lay this back down. Let me go ahead and do that real quick. Get it back here. I'm holding on to that pump. Put it out there like that. Oh, that looks really nice. Then I have all the wires facing the back, so I can cable manage that. Oh, that's going to be nice. Very, very nice. So the next step, I think what I'm going to do is put in the motherboard. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that. Right here she is. Put it down in there. Bring it over this way. And one thing I like about this motherboard is the I/O shield. It doesn't have an I/O shield on it. The input output shield. It has one built in right there. You know that stupid piece of tin? Well, that's a pain in the butt. So I'm glad that this has one already installed. I'm going to go ahead and put this in like that. I think she's in. Yep, there it is. All the holes line up. Yep, it'll be a little bit tight right there. So I'll bring it in closer. Beautiful. Like I said, the SSD is already installed. CPU, the RAM. I'm going to go ahead and screw in the motherboard and go ahead and put the cooler on. I will use that Kryonaut paste when I'm at that point. I'll show you. Now I'm at the part with the motherboard is screwed in. There we go. It's all screwed in, and I have the standoff plate behind the motherboard for this cooler here, for that water block to go on. Got all that in, and 9 screws, I do believe, to hold the motherboard in. There's a lot of them. So I found all those, installed it, and the standoffs are screwed down in for that bracket to hold the water block. I cleaned the CPU with isopropyl alcohol. All I had was 91%, which still works, and a lint-free towel. Cleaned all that off, and then I took the thermal paste off. It was a microscopic thin, very, very thin. So I'm kind of glad that I cleaned it off, and I use the rubbing alcohol, whatever you want to call it. Clean that off with the nice clean rag. And now I'm going to use Thermal Grizzly. It comes with the spreader. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it onto the PC first, and then mount the cooler down onto that. Now it's thermal paste time. And again, I'm using the Grizzly. And I'm going to put it on. There's no right and wrong way. It's what you feel. So I don't know if you can see that or not. Use this hand. I'm just going to make a line here like that. Probably a little bit more. Oh my God, that's almost all of it. So then I'm going to use the spreader that comes with it and spread the thermal paste all around the CPU here. Yeah, I might have to use more than that. Yep, looks like I have to use it all on this CPU. Yep, that's all of it. That's it. All gone. So hopefully you can still see it. Still spreading it. Get it all over this. Cover every inch of this. Go this way, do this way, do this way, go back up, get some more, and there we go. Perfect. Perfect amount. But I want to clean that off of that one bracket right there. Get it off of that best I can without getting it all over me. Alright, that looks good. So I have that now all covered. So now I have to get my thumb screws, or thumb nuts. They're not screws, they're nuts, because the screws are sticking out of the board. On the cooler itself here, it comes with the brackets already pre-installed for the Intel socket. So we're going to go ahead and put it down on there. Right there. Oh, it's looking good. Looking good. So go ahead and hold that for a second. Start my thumb screws. There's one. Two. Get this one started. You have to do these in a star pattern like you would your car tires. So put that right in the middle. Just get it out of there. There we go. We'll use the iFixit screwdriver. It's magnetic, so it's a lot easier putting that on there like that and then screwing them down. And there we go. So then again, you got to go in a cross pattern. That looks pretty good right there. So we're going to go ahead and tighten it down. And again, it doesn't have to be too tight, just snug it. Just like that. Over here. Ooh, that was really loose. Now this one. Oh yes, that's a lot better. There we go, that one's tight. That was tight. 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 Perfect. I'm just feeling it with my hands right now. Looking good. So that's installed. And the logo is the correct way. You could move it to put these hoses on this side, but then you got to take these brackets and move things around. I'm going to go ahead and peel the plastic. There we go. Wow, that looks nice. So everything's mounted. For right now, that looks fantastic. Get it? No pun intended. So, what is next? Because all the cable management I'm going to do, I'm not even going to film it because there's going to be quite a bit here to film. So I'm just going to go ahead and just get the major parts in. Then after it's all said and done, put together, I will turn it on. So I got to figure out what's going to be next. Okay, it looks like I'm going to do the power supply now. This is fully modular power supply. I don't know if I said that in my previous video, but there she is. I got the shrink wrap off. Let's go ahead and open it. And there it is. You get this in the box. Talk about the capacitors, the chokes, the vibration test, and whatever, which is good, I guess. And then it shows you how to plug in and not to plug in. I don't know. That looks cool. Shows that for fans. Okay. We're done with that. But this is what you get in the box. There's a big old bag of cables right here. And then the power supply itself. A book for the power unit. And over to the side. I don't know if I can get this big baby out of here. Yeah, 1,000 water. Yeah, it has some weight to it, for sure. Get it out of the plastic wrap here. Oh yeah. I don't know if that's RGB or not. It looks cool though. There's the cabling where they plug into. There's the other side. Nice. In the back, I got upside down on and off switch. Beautiful. I want to see if it comes with screws. Yes, it does come with screws and zip ties. There's the screws in the bag right there, the mount. A lot of cable management stuff. Well, that's pretty cool. I am going to use these, I do believe. So yeah, it looks beautiful. I wonder if that has a, yeah, it does have plastic on it, so I got to remember to take that off. And that one does not have plastic on it. Mirrored finish though. So right here is where it's going to go. I got it on the back here of the case, and you can see right there the motherboard. I installed this bracket, and you got to peel the tape off the back of that and stick it, and then put these through the holes so you can mount that cooler on it. So yeah, I forgot to show you that. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and install this. Here's the stand for it. So let's see what that looks like when we do this. See how I can put you here. Put like right here. So of course we want the fan on this side so you could see it at least. So yeah, just like this. Well, that's going to be upside down. If you install it like this, yeah, that's weird. Wonder if you could take that. No, you can't take that off. Alright. But you see what I'm getting at here? Huh. Weird. So you put that in there like that. And it mounts in like so. See, that looks stupid. The only way to flip that around is boink. Or turn it this way. I wonder if you could take that out, that grill. and turn it. I don't know if you can or not. I better not touch with it. So alrighty, so what I'm gonna do is put the screws in, go from there. Time to put that power supply back in. I did some cable running here, and plus I found my Lazy Susan. So here is what I ended up with here. Let's go ahead and turn this around. This is why you have a Lazy Susan. So you do cable management. Now, I ran all the cables that I needed. Well, most of them. So everything is pretty much done. You can see I have everything plugged in. Got the front panel plugged in. I got the audio plugged in over here. So everything is pretty much good to go. But my graphics card, on the other hand, I'm not for sure what cables I will need. It looks like I might need three of these to power the thing. So that ain't good. I got a mess of wires over here. I'm saving out. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and put the power supply in. I got to set you down somewhere. Oh, set you down right here for a minute. I'm using a headlamp right now to see, because it's very difficult to see a black case with no light. So right here, as you can see, I have the power supply. And so here's these right here. I think, yeah, that's what it is. You got the motherboard up here, and you have 1, 2, 3 of those connectors for the graphics card. So right now what I'm going to do is set this in here like so. Just find a place where this stuff to go. PCIe. Yeah, there it is. That goes here. See, that's a CPU down here. So we'll go ahead and put the CPU down here like that. Because on the back of that, I don't know if you can see that very well. It says CPU, PCIe, and then the lower end stuff. And then you got the motherboard up here. So that one was the CPU here. So we're going to go ahead and continue on plugging stuff in. And my SATA cable right here. A lot of wires. I got to add more later. This here will go in the SATA one. So we have that right there. And then let's see what else we got. Well, I forgot to run that cable. Alright. So now this one here is the motherboard. The motherboard one. So we have to run this up here like so. Like that. Yeah, this is the reason why I didn't bolt this in yet, and I ran most of the cables. So it'll be a lot easier to see what I'm doing. Then the big one goes right there for the motherboard. That's clicked in. There. Okay, so we got the motherboard voltage here, the 8 pin for the motherboard. And Let's see what else we got here. Yeah, that should be it. I'm gonna swing this around for a minute. I gotta check some things out here. We got the CP up there. Yep, that's what it is. Alright. Alright, so we got that done. So I'm going to go ahead and mount this in. Goes in like this. I was going to take this lid off and flip it, but there's a sticker right here. So I don't even want to mess with it. Plus you won't see it anyways. So we'll slide that like that and go ahead and mount the 4 screws. See, they bolt right up right there. We'll go ahead and do that right now. Alright, one more to go. And again, I'm just snug these. I'm not really reefing on it. You don't need to. Alright, there. Remember, the fan here has to be pointed this way because it's going to bring air in. It needs to cool that, so the vent back will be on here, so that's good. So with that, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to probably hook up got these 2 cables I got to mess with here. I'm going to have to, I think I'm going to install the fans on the bottom here. That will be next. So let me go ahead and get things ready. Well, we're working on the fans right now. And the color of these fans, I totally forgot. They are gray. But that's alright. They're going on the bottom. And hopefully you don't see them. It won't be as noticeable. But anyways, what we got to do is we got to mount these fans this way. This is the top of the fans, so it'll be sucking air from the bottom and blowing it into the case and sucking it right through the radiator like that. So that's going to be our intake, and it's going to be the bottom. And I removed this panel right here that was on here like that, took it out, and that's where I'm at. So I got this ready to go, and I want all my cabling going like this. Yeah, something like that. So we should have 3. We'll go ahead and mount this right now. So this will have to be lifted up and mounted like this, like that, from underneath. And boy, oh boy, you got to really screw those in like that. See, it goes underneath. So grab another one. Go ahead and put that in. They're really coarse threading, so it doesn't take much to thread it in. It's going in kind of a plastic, rubberish thing. I don't know. I like plastic. Yeah, it only takes like 4 or 5 twists and it's done. So Go ahead and get that situated. Yeah, since this case right here has a filter on the bottom, so it'll be sucking the cold air up through the filter so the dust stays down. So that's why I'm doing it this way. Now what we got to do is we got to take this one, put it right here with that one, and all the cabling's going that direction. And I might do some sliding around with this when I mount it in, just to see if the spacing's right on these. Just in a better angle here. There we go. Now let's see what this one looks like over here. Yeah, see, that might be better having the fans more this way, I think. But we'll put it in the case and find out. Slide it up against tight. Do that. I tell you what, this case is amazing. I mean, you pay the money, little over $150 some for this case, but it's well worth it how it's designed and all the screws it gives with it. I mean, there's more screws than you can imagine that they supply you for extras. There, that don't look too shabby. I probably have to loosen this up and slide it more maybe this way, but let's go ahead and put it in the case first to see what it looks like in the case. There, that's how she's going to be mounted. Let's get it down there right. There we go. That's how it's going to be. Yeah, I think that'll be fine. Having it all screwed up this way. We'll slide it and go up like this. Perfect. I'm going to loosen these up a little bit so I can move it. Slide them down a little bit. There, that one did. There, see how close that was? And that one's tight too, so good. There we go. Exhaust, or intake fans, excuse me. And the reason why I didn't get the mesh front, because I like that glass look on there. But I can always buy the mesh for this front to replace the glass. That's always an option. Alrighty, so we're going to go ahead and install this into the case and we'll see what's next. Alrighty, this is where I ended up after I put the fans on there, the face up. I said that's the only gray thing. I don't know, I shouldn't have got the gray, but it was cheap and that's alright. I just gotta forget about it. But it's installed. I got the 3 These 3 system fans wired in there, right there. Let me zoom in here real quick. They're plugged into the 3 system fans. Alrighty, so what I gotta do now is probably the GPU next. Yeah, we're gonna plug that big boy in, but we gotta take care of all this here and see what kind of cables it needs to power the thing. GPU time. We're gonna go ahead and open this up. It's all shrink wrapped. Got some cutter here. We're gonna go ahead and cut up plastic to get it open. Try not to destroy the box. Yeah. Easier said than done. You can see me cut yet. Alrighty, so go like that. There we go. We're keeping that plastic on it. So we got it open. Turn it around like this. Oh yeah. So it comes out the bottom like so, I think. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Yep, so we got us upside down. We'll go ahead and pull it out. There. Oh boy, now the reveal. Take this off. Oh my. Oh my. That's all I could say. Wow. I have to show you how it's in the box. Look at that. Well packaged. All kinds of foam and stuff. You know how things are in shipping. Oh, yes. Oh, she's a heavy one. Look at the thickness of that monster. Set it down there. There's a quick guide here. I'll leave it out just in case. And we got the bracket, a mounting bracket for that. That is fantastic. And of course, the plug. Oh, it only takes 2. Oh, that makes life a little easier. Alright. Well, that's all that's in the box. Make sure. Yep. And then we'll throw the box down there with the rest of it. Wow. Is that nice? I was worried about that adapter. I thought it took 3 8-pins. But see, it's only 2. That's awesome. Look at the warning. You see the warning right there for that bending? They want at least 35 millimeters away before the bend. So that's cool. That is awesome. Yeah, they want 2 lines going to that. Don't use one with a T to plug in for 2. 2 for 1 special. You don't want that. Fantastic. Now I know what cable I need. This bracket is amazing. Oh, there's the screws or whatever that is. Okay, let's get this out of the package here. Oh, jeez. Little. Let me zoom in on this, maybe. Let's see if we can do it. That's alright, we can't do it. Yeah, that's little foam pads, so that you don't scratch your C or your GPU. Boy, they think of everything, don't they? So here's that adapter. Because you remember the fire hazard right there? Yeah, this is going to be plugged in once. And then I put the two 8 pins right there. Alrighty. So that's awesome. Get this open. Whoop, one goes flying. Set it there. Set this one there. Put the garbage over there. Now the big boy. All sealed up. Holy smokes. This thing is huge. Look at that. Holy man. Thing is massive. Look at the 3 slaughter card. Look at that mounting bracket. It's all mounted right there to this graphics card. So that's going to be a good support for it. And here's the metal backing for it. Wow, is that nice. This one says silent and gaming switch. Oh, right now it's on silent. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. That is cool. You see that switch up there? Right now it's on silent. Alright, so, and then on the bottom here, you got the protector for the pins right here. It says MSI. Oh my god, that thing is huge. Alrighty. So what I'm going to do first is set this aside, and I'm going to find a home for this, which there's only one home. I'll bring this over here like this. Bring my Lazy Susan over. I have to take out the top 3 in the case right here. Oh, let me see, get some light going on here. There we go. We gotta take out these 3 thumb screws and remove to set this in. And of course it's really tight, so you have to have a screwdriver. There it is. Loosen them up. Holy man, that baby was tight. Now, I don't think you have to take them all the way out. No, you might have to. There you go. That's what that looks like. You gotta take 3 of these out of your case. There's the 4th one, or the 3rd one. Get that thumb screw out of there. Oh boy, here we go. But I'm wondering about this bracket. If I have to take out more thumb screws. Looks like I have to take out 2 more. But leave the bracket. Leave these in. Oh man. Yeah, leave those brackets in there. Take out the thumb screws. And you're going to use your thumb screws to hold that mounting bracket in. Alright. So, wow, that's a lot of work for a big old graphics card. Now we take this off, and there's the goodies. Goes in like this. Slide it in. Okay, it looks like I have to leave the top one in and remove this one here and another screw. So we're going to put one back in. The first one back in. If I can see. There we go. So the first one has to stay in. Just like that. Then we got to remove one of these thumb screws. Just like that, right? So we have 3, and there we go. Now that should work. Go ahead and mount this card in. Just like that. Locked into place. Boy, is that heavy. It's a heavy card. So I gotta get this back in there somehow and hold all this. I know I should be laying this down. I might have to here. Yeah, I think I will because it's making me nervous here. Lay it down. Oh, yeah. There we go. I'll be right back. Well, I got the card in. There's a little bit of a challenge. You have to lay this on its back. That card is so freaking heavy. I got the mounting bracket right here for the sag. That's up all the way. See, it kind of hides a little bit more of the fans. So yeah, that's that. That is done. Yeah, in the future, this card can be mounted on the back of this case here. I have the plate for that, but I don't know. This should be fine. Now, I was looking at this cable right here, and yes, you have to plug in. What does that say on there? Just 2 8-pin connectors. Alright. But this here came with the tough power supply. It's one cable. Also has the same plug on there. Same exact plug with the top plug. And it's rated for 600 watts. Fuck. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to use this cable instead of this Y. See what that does. So I'm going to go ahead and run this through and plug it in, and we'll go from there. Well, it's all put together except for the side panels and the front panel. I got the top on and the back vent on. I'm extremely nervous. I have this all rigged up here going to the outlet with the cables for the keyboard and mouse, and the monitor is plugged in. It's plugged in to display port. Okay. I'm going to turn on the power supply switch, which is right here. Okay, it's sending power. I don't see any indication. I don't know if that was on or off. Well, let's push the button. Okay, there's the first initial boot. Everything's lit up. All the fans are going. Yeah, all fans are going. It's good news. Okay, I don't get nothing on the screen just yet. Okay, it shut off. It's rebooting again. Must be training the RAM. Oh, something's coming on. I thought I saw it. Okay, there it goes. Tells you all that. All right. It posted. Boy, that was scary. Whew. Okay, now it says, whoa. Okay, I didn't get to do what I needed to do, but all right. So we're taking a look. Like I said, all the components. I got the green light. Fan. The fans are blowing cold air up and sucking it out. So everything looks good so far. You can see through the TV it's red. There's a red strip, so I must have got the RGB right. Alright. I'm going to go ahead now and do the configuration here to make sure everything's correct. Alright, I've been in the BIOS here for a little bit. Right now I'm at the fan speed. The CP pump is going. There's that. So we got that going. Shows you the fan curve. There's system fan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Number 2, there's nothing on number 1. There is on 2, 3, and 4. Or 3, no 4. Okay, so it does show, here's the memory. It does show what's in there, which is fantastic. So it's definitely reading it like it's supposed to. Shows you the motherboard and which version. That must be the newest version right there. I'm going to take a picture of that and find out. But yeah, it shows everything. Now the CPU right there. .4 megahertz. Everything looks good. Storage is not present right now. Fan information. I don't know what the favorites and hardware monitor. What's that? Okay, that's what you can do over here. Shows you the fans up here. Okay, and all the temperatures. Full frame. Okay, yeah, it looks good. All right. Well, that makes me a lot happier. Oh boy, that made me really nervous. So I got a lot of work to do now. So I just wanted to show you what's going on here. Plus I got to change the date. All right, looks good. Looks real good. Okay, it shuts right off. Let's see what it does now. I saved an exit, then it should come back on, save the changes. There we go. Perfect. Perfection. Alright, yeah, there's that. So far it looks happy. I got the 2.0 TPM on. I got the CP fail warning control on. Alright, everything looks great. Alrighty, so the next video that I'm going to make is me actually running it and how it looks. I'm going to replace that one. I'm going to have this tower over here, right here, and that one's going to go over here. Yeah, we're going to do all kinds of things now. Alrighty, guys. Well, thanks for watching, and hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully that you learned something. And again, if you have not been in a Micro Center, you got to find one. I traveled 12 hours. But it wasn't just to go there. I was on vacation in Tennessee and Georgia anyways. So, with all that, I got a new computer. Thank you very much. And I'll be talking to you.